The most, the commonest and the commencing chemical for the majority of the synthesis of organic compound happen to be alcohol. So, for an organic chemist, alcohol is a very important compound. The lower member of alcohol family are more abundantly available in nature than any other class of compound. So the lower member like methanol and ethanol are abundantly available in the nature than any other class of compound. They are easily convertible into the various functional group. Alcohols are uh, easily convertible into the various functional group, which in turn open the open the avenues for further chemical reaction. So, starting with the alcohol, one can synthesize anything desired product. Molecules of the bigger size can be prepared through the multi-step synthesis using the smaller alcohol and the Grignard reagent. So, any organic compound, if you want to synthesize, you can use the alcohol as a starting compound, and by using the Grignard reagent also you can synthesize anything from the alcohol. Of course, for carrying out his work as an organic chemist, he would need alcohol as the starting compound and as a solvent for reaction. So, if the organic chemist want to synthesize any organic compound, he needs alcohol as a starting compound and as a solvent for many reactions. For many reactions, alcohol can be used as a solvent. Recently, we have seen about the SN1 and the SN2 reaction. For the SN1 reaction, alcohol is used as a solvent as well as the source of weak nucleophile also. Additionally, he can also use the same as a pain reliever in the event of stress and injury, and as a relaxing drink to relieve himself of the strain of laborious work. Uh, yeah, these are some added advantage for an organic chemist, that he can use alcohol as a pain reliever in the event of stress and the injury, and relaxing drink to relieve himself of the strain of laborious laborious work. Different alcohols have the different uses, although among them ethyl alcohol has the highest utility value. Now the different types of alcohols are there, primary, secondary and tertiary, but among them ethyl alcohol has the highest utility value. Anyway, alcohols are hydroxyl bearing aliphatic compound. Hydroxyl group bearing aliphatic compound. The general formula of alcohol is nothing but ROH. The aliphatic carbon chain may be a straight or a branch, or it may be a cyclic aliphatic group. The class of alcohol, whether the primary, secondary and tertiary or even methyl, depends upon the class of aliphatic group to which hydroxyl group is attached. So the very first structure is a primary alcohol, second one is the secondary alcohol, and the third one is tertiary alcohol. The examples of primary alcohol is ethanol, example of secondary alcohol is cyclohexanol, and the example of tertiary alcohol is 1-methyl cyclohexanol. Now the nomenclature. The common name of alcohol contain the name of the alkyl group holding the hydroxyl. holding the hydroxy group, that is OH group, followed by the word alcohol. So the common name of alcohol contains the name of the alkyl group. Say methyl, ethyl, N-propyl, isopropyl, N-butyl, isobutyl, tertiary butyl, neopentyl, cyclohexyl, etc. And followed by the word alcohol. So these are not the examples of the common name. These are the IUPAC name, but say the very first structure is the butyl alcohol, and the second structure is methyl cyclopentyl alcohol. Third one is chloropropyl alcohol, and the fifth one is phenyl ethyl alcohol. So these are some names, common names. The names written here are nothing but the IUPAC name. The very first structure is nothing but the 1-butanol, and the second one is methyl cyclopentanol. That E of the alkane is replaced with OL for giving the IUPAC name. E of the alkane is replaced with OL. So that's why it uh, the first structure is of 1-butanol, the second one is the methyl cyclopentanol, third one is the 1-chloro-2-propanol, and the last one is the 2-phenyl ethanol. Now the uh, have a quick look onto the physical properties of alcohol. Presence of highly polar oxygen, especially in the company of hydrogen, makes alcohol highly polar. So the alcohol are the polar solvent. Why it is so? Because it has a polar oxygen and that too attached with hydrogen atom, at least for lower member of the family. In the higher member, increase the size of the non-polar alkyl reduces the polarity proportionate to its size. So the smaller members are highly polar, and the higher members are non-polar, that to proportionate with the proportionate polarity of the alkyl chain. Hydrogen bonding adds to the strength of intermolecular dipole-dipole attraction. So hydrogen bonding is possible. Hydrogen bonding adds to the strength of intermolecular dipole-dipole attraction. Hence the melting point and the boiling point are higher than the corresponding alkane. Mean methane has a lower boiling point than that of methanol. Ethane has lower melting point and boiling point than that of ethanol, like that. Lower alcohol have free miscibility with the water, but it decreases with the growing size of alkyl chain. So methanol, ethanol, or even to some extent propanol are freely miscible with water. But from butanol onwards, that means the size of the alkyl chain increases, so decreases the solubility in the water. Now the preparation. On industrial scale, hydration of the alkyl fraction of petroleum and the fermentation of the carbohydrate are the commonest method of obtaining alcohol in the large amount. So the fermentation of carbohydrate uh, results in the formation of large amount of alcohol, and the alkene fraction of petroleum. Again, whenever the hydration of the alkene fraction of the petroleum is carried out, we are getting the large amount of alcohol depending upon the uh, size of alkene. Of all the alcohol, ethyl alcohol has a special status owing to its versatile uses as a raw material, as a solvent, as a medicine, and most widely as a social beverage. So that means I am not advocating alcohol to at all, but in Morrison and Boyd itself has this reference. Uh, that is, it is mildly used as a social beverage. For laboratory synthesis, for laboratory synthesis of alcohols, over half a dozen methods are available. Near about 8 methods are there for the uh, preparation of alcohol at laboratory level. Some of them retain the same carbon number in the product, while some involve the increment in the number. Yeah, depending on the starting compound, if the starting compound bears a one carbon, so that will results in the same carbon number. If uh, the latter is highly useful for the synthesis of the bigger compound. That means increment in the carbon number uh, is highly useful for the synthesis of the bigger compound, alcohol as well as the ether. Uh, Ether is not a part of our syllabus now. Now, the list of reaction which is the alcohol in the laboratory is as under. That is the hydrolysis of alkyl halide, hydroxylation of alkene, oxymercuration, demercuration of alkene, uh, hydroboration and oxidation of alkene, reduction of carbonyl compound, Grignard synthesis using carbonyl compound, aldol condensation of carbonyl compound, and the reduction of acid and bases. As in today, we are not going into the details of this all 8 preparation because uh, what happened the from the very first example, that is hydrolysis of alkyl halide. Hydrolysis of alkyl halide is nothing but the SN1 and the SN2 reaction. Are you getting this point? Hydrolysis of alkyl halide is nothing but a nucleophilic substitution reaction only. So the preparation of alcohol involves the reactions of other organic compound, like the hydroxylation of alkene, as the name indicate, the hydroxylation of alkene is there. Then oxymercuration and demercuration of alkene. Again, the alkene word is there. Hydroboration and oxidation of alkene is again alkene word is there. And these 5, 6, and 7s are the reactions of carbonyl compound. That is reactions of aldehyde and the ketones. And the reduction of acids and the esters. Uh, Reduction of acid and the esters are the reactions of acid and ester. So we will take this part in the chapter reaction number 2, 3, 4. We will take in the chapter of alkene. Reaction number 5, 6, and 7. We will take this in detail in the chapter of aldehyde and ketone in this semester only, and the reduction of acid and esters also. We will take this part in carboxylic acid chapter. So no issue, but you must remember that the preparation of alcohol will go with this 8 type of reactions. Now we will directly move on to the reactions of alcohol. At the end of the syllabus, you will come to know that these 8 reactions are covered in toto. all the three alcohols, that means three alcohols mean primary, secondary and tertiary. Forget about the ethers and the epoxide. You know the generalized structure of ether? I will draw for you. These R, O, R. This is the structure of ether. When the H of the alcohol is replaced with any alkyl group, it will become the ether. And the epoxide is like this. Epoxide, say for example, it is CH2, C, CH2. It is a cyclic structure, and the oxygen here like this. It is a cyclic structure. The lowest member of this epoxide family is this one. So this is the structure of epoxide, and this one is the generalized structure of ether. So all the three alcohols possess a bad and a reluctant leaving group, OH or OR. So hydroxyl group is a bad leaving group. That means ethanol, as the halide is a good leaving group. We have seen in case of nucleophilic substitution reaction, halide has a good leaving group, but the uh, hydroxyl group is a bad or reluctant leaving group, hence require the proton assistance to depart. So the reactions of alcohol is generally preceding with the protonation. So proton assistance is required to depart of the hydroxyl group. So the generally the reactions of alcohol is proceed with the protonation. If compared with the alkyl halide, which possesses a good leaving group, that is halide, then the reaction mechanism of this compound is exactly similar as the alkyl halide, except this required an additional step of prior protonation using the catalytic amount of acid. So some catalytic amount of acid is added to carry out the reactions of alcohol first, or otherwise the reaction mechanism of this alcohol also remains same as that of alkyl halide, that is alcohol also undergoing the nucleophilic substitution reaction. The mechanism thus is nucleophilic allopatic substitution and can proceed by any one of the two routes, namely SN1 or the SN2. Choice of the route depends upon the nature and the class of the carbon holding the leaving group. Yes, uh, choice uh, choice of the route depends upon the nature and the class of the carbon holding the leaving group. Methyl and the primary carbon will prefer SN2 route and complete the reaction in only one step after the first step of protonation. Now, whether alcohol has to follow the SN1 or the SN2 reaction, so that choice of route depends on the nature and the class of the carbon holding the leaving group. Methyl and the primary carbon generally prefer the SN2 route and complete the reaction in only one step. As you know, the SN2 reaction is a single step reaction. And after the first step of the protonation, yeah, additional protonation we have to do. After protonation, it is a single step reaction. Secondary and the tertiary carbon are, on the other hand, would tend to go by SN1. Higher class of alkyl halide always prefer to undergo the SN1 reaction. We have seen in detail about this in nucleophilic substitution reaction, completing the reaction in a two steps. No issue. SN1 is always complete in a two step. After the first step of protonation, always you have to take into the consideration that first step for the reaction of alcohol is nothing but the protonation, that is the addition of some mineral acid in the alcohol. Reactions of alcohols are broadly of two types. In one, the cleavage takes place between the oxygen and the hydrogen bond. See, this classification is this classification of reaction of alcohol is uh, depend on the bond breaking process. So in the first, what will happen? The cleavage will take place between the oxygen and the hydrogen bond, and the oxygen is retained by the alkyl carbon. So this is the one type of reaction. Such reactions yield metal alkoxide. Such reaction yield metal alkoxide. Metal alkoxide, this reaction we will see as the first example of reaction of alcohol. Carbonyl compound, acid esters. Okay. In other type, the COH bond cleavage to yield product like alkyl halide. The bond between the carbon and hydroxyl group will break here. In the second type of reaction, in the first type, the bond between the oxygen and the hydrogen will break. In the second type of reaction, the bond between the carbon and the hydroxyl group will break and forms the product like alkyl halide or the alkene. Okay. Now the reaction with the acid. Alcohol carries acidic hydrogen. Alcohol carries alcohol carries acidic hydrogen which is easily lost, leaving behind the alkoxide ion to combine with the metal, forming a metal alkoxide as product. So alcohol carries acidic hydrogen, no issue. The hydrogen present in the uh, alcohol is acidic in nature and easily lost, leaving behind the alkoxide ion to combine with the metal, forming a metal alkoxide as a product. The alkoxide ions bearing a negative charge, hence unstable, is largely stabilized by the electron accommodation by electronegative oxygen. This reaction is simple and it will go like this. Say, this is an alcohol RO and H. Now, this hydrogen is acidic in nature. Whenever this reacts with any metal, say for example sodium is the metal, it will result in the formation of sodium alkoxide, that is RONA plus half of hydrogen. So this is called as a metal alkoxide. Now the name of this one is sodium alkoxide. This is nothing but the sodium alkoxide. The name of this one is sodium alkoxide. So this is the first reaction of alcohol, reaction with acid. As the hydrogen present in the alcohol is acidic in nature, it will be easily lost in the presence of the metal only and leave behind the alkoxide ion. The alkoxide ion, this RO group without a metal having a negative charge on it, this called as a alkoxide ion. This alkoxide ion then react with the metal and forms the metal alkoxide. In this way, this reaction will proceed. So, this is the very first reaction of alcohol. Next reaction is oxidation of alcohol. In, in oxidation reactions of reaction, the hydroxyl bond of the alcohol is essentially broken, but the product form is dependent on how many more hydrogens are available on alpha carbon atom, that is hydroxyl bearing carbon. A primary alcohol having the true alpha hydrogens can initially lose one alpha hydrogen along with the hydroxyl group to form the aldehyde. Okay, structure नहीं है. Okay, uh, say for example, say this is an primary alcohol. Okay, this is the example of primary alcohol, and the carbon holding the hydroxyl group is labeled as a alpha, and this alpha carbon is having two hydrogen atom. If the alpha carbon is having the two hydrogen atom, then it will lose it will loses one water molecule and forms the aldehyde in presence of the strong oxidizing agent. Strong oxidizing agent is nothing but the KMnO4, that is potassium permanganate. Your strong oxidizing agent is KMnO4 and K2Cr2O7. K2Cr2O7. These are the two strong oxidizing agent. Anyone you can use for carrying out the oxidation reactions of alcohol, and it will result in the formation of aldehyde. These are C double bond O and H. So this happens with the primary alcohol. Primary alcohol having a two alpha hydrogen. So out of these two, one will be uh, one alpha hydrogen along with the hydroxyl hydrogen. It will loses a two hydrogen and forms a aldehyde. So this is the oxidation reaction of alcohol results in the formation of aldehyde. This example is of primary alcohol. Now, if a strong oxidizing agent used, the reaction continue further and yield the carboxylic acid. That means this aldehyde is again, if we use the strong oxidizing agent, like this is our primary alcohol, if we use the strong oxidizing agent like KMnO4 and K2Cr2O7, potassium permanganate and the potassium dichromate, so directly it will result in the formation of carboxylic acid, RCOOH. Secondary alcohol having only one alpha hydrogen and loses the same along with the hydroxyl hydrogen to form the ketone, which cannot be oxidized again. Further, it cannot be oxidized. Say, for example, this is your secondary alcohol. See, यहाँ पे एक R, this one is H. This is the example of secondary alcohol. And again, if we use the strong oxidizing agent like KMnO4 and the K2Cr2O7, it will result in the formation of ketone. Might be you all aware about the generalized structure of ketone. This is ketone. So, agar if the primary alcohol is there, primary alcohol with a mild oxidizing agent, that means if we use the dilute potassium permanganate and the or the potassium dichromate solution, it will result in the formation of aldehyde. If we use the strong solution of the potassium permanganate for the primary alcohol, it will directly result in the formation of carboxylic acid. If we go with the secondary alcohol, that secondary alcohol possesses a one hydrogen atom at alpha position, so it will result in the formation of ketone in the presence of strong oxidizing agent, that is KMnO4 or K2Cr2O7. Now, in case of tertiary alcohol, as there is no hydrogen present on the alpha carbon atom, hence there is no reaction. Hence there is no reaction between the tertiary alcohol and a strong oxidizing agent. See, this is the structure of tertiary alcohol. Say R, C, R, and OH. So this carbon is nothing but the alpha carbon atom, and this alpha carbon atom doesn't have any hydrogen atom, so that's why there is no reaction. There is no reaction. So tertiary alcohol having no alpha hydrogen can't undergo the oxidation, hence give no product. Are you getting this point?